It's the RIOT Podcast. This is the Monday, July 31st edition. Today in the show, we talk about the Barbie blonde trend and how that affects Isaiah. We also talk about Cardi B's response to somebody throwing a drink on her at her show. Now, also of note today is that at shop.radiou.com, we have a brand new dad hat that's available. Today's the first day that that's up there.
Think it'll sell out?
Yeah.
There's a chance.
It is limited quantity. I know that. Now, you could say that about literally anything, but it's true that we only have a certain amount, and it's not that many, so they probably will go pretty quick. I'd get on it sooner than later at shop.radiou.com, especially if I go snatch one, because I'm a big hat guy, clearly, and if I say I'd wear the hat, then that should be enough for anybody. Or would it be if Isaiah says he'd wear it because you really never wear hats? You're not much of a hat guy.
Yeah, you'll wear any hat.
Well, that's not true. I'm very selective in my hats.
I've seen some hats you've rolled in here with.
Yeah. Some fashionable,
you'll wear any hat.
Real nice.
Any hat that you come across.
Highly sought after hats. But if you as not a hat person were to pop this on, that would be such an endorsement.
It'd be a pretty big one.
Because you just really never wear hats, which I don't understand why. Why don't you wear hats? I
just don't feel they look good on me. That's been my big thing.
I think you'd be okay if you wore a hat. I think you'd look good.
I wore one yesterday for the first time in probably like almost a year.
Okay.
Then I've worn one for like a day because I went golfing yesterday and it was really sunny out.
Yeah.
And I just got I got 2 new hats for my birthday. My brother got me 2 new ones.
Okay.
Because I've been wanting to be more of a hat guy.
Yeah.
That's
what I like to hear.
He got me a Basset Hound hat.
Okay, like what kind?
My dog Jim is a Basset Hound.
Right.
It's kind of like a truckerish hat.
Okay.
And then
I don't know if that's your vibe though.
Not so much.
Yeah.
And then he also got me like this big sombrero.
Okay.
It's like a Cleveland Browns sombrero.
Uh-huh.
Which the other thing is like when my brother and I would go to Browns games, we would always wear straw cowboy hats to the game.
Why?
That's just always kind of been our thing.
Okay.
Just because you can go to like NFL games and wear goofy things.
Uh-huh.
And so we always wear straw cowboy hats. So now I've got this straw sombrero that I can wear to Browns games.
You think that works for you?
Oh, it will for the Browns games.
Have you
I've
worn
put
it out in public before?
Not yet, no. I look pretty, my birthday was only 2 weeks ago, so I haven't busted it out yet. I look pretty ridiculous because it's humongous.
Yeah.
And I'm not a hat guy, but nobody's a big sombrero guy. So if I'm wearing that, no one can judge me because no one's going to look good in a sombrero.
Well, yeah, not many. I was thinking that you should embrace this more. I feel like the way you talk about hats is kind of the way you talk about a beard until you had a beard. Like, it doesn't really work for me. It's uncomfortable. I just don't think it's my style. And then all of a sudden you got a beard and what? You've never gone back.
What about this, though? The other reason I don't usually wear hats is because I think I have good hair.
That's true, but I have good hair.
And I don't know why you're hiding it.
It's
because one day you might not have it.
It's so much trouble to maintain hair, though. It's so much easier to just be able to pop a hat on.
But like if you went bald in like a couple months, then you obviously wear a hat every day.
Yeah. And I'd already be conditioned for that.
Wouldn't you be like kind of upset, like, dang, I didn't even show off my hair.
If you start wearing a hat now while you still have hair, then it won't be weird. If you do go bald, people won't even question. It's like Isaiah, he just always wears a hat. So I'm not wondering if he's wearing a hat suddenly because he's bald. But if you start suddenly wearing a hat
out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere. So you kind of got to like slowly add it in until people become accustomed to it.
Every now and then drop it on.
Otherwise, questions will be asked.
Maybe I'll wear a hat tomorrow.
Yes.
For the first time ever.
You should do it.
I'll consider.
Yeah, I think.
They're also just like, I don't know. They don't never feel right on my head.
Yeah, a trucker hat doesn't seem right for you, but I think there's some other styles.
Dad cap.
A dad cap, the RadioU dad cap, obviously. At shop.radiou.com. What about a beret? You think you could have a beret might not be bad for you.
A beret?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, a beret?
A beret like a painter would wear,
yeah,
or
I'm not
like
wearing that.
somebody in certain branches of
That
the
looks
military.
ridiculous. You know how silly that looks?
That could be good. It could work for you.
That's like
with
the
the rest of your
silliest
look.
looking hat.
How about a flat cap? Kind of like Peaky Blinders style.
Oh, no, that looks ridiculous too.
No, that would be cool.
That's what like a taxi driver wears.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing that.
I think that could be cool on you.
You know how dumb I'd look in that?
How about
My grandpa used to wear one of those.
What if you were to go with like what is this? A pith helmet. You know, like an explorer.
Oh, no. This is like what they wore in Jumanji. That's what Kevin Hart wore in Jumanji.
Yeah, that could be cool.
No.
I'm just trying to find something different. How about, see, I could picture you, and it will only be in the certain venues, but if you were wearing a beanie, like a beanie,
cold out.
Some people call them toboggans.
I
call
go
it
toboggan.
a toque because it's Canadian. I think that actually fits you, but it would be weird if you came in here just now, especially in summertime, wearing a beanie.
Yeah, I'll rock a toboggan. You know who always used to rock a toboggan?
What's that?
Sydney.
Sydney did get out the toboggan.
She would rock a toboggan pretty frequently, rocking the toboggan.
Mm-hmm. She
To
had
me,
cold ears.
if it's cold outside, expect her in a toboggan. I will, in the wintertime, rock a toboggan, but that's it.
What about another cold weather hat? What about a Ushanka?
A Ushanka.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing that it's called here, but it's the kind of hat that it comes down over your ears,
This is like
Cousin Eddie in
Yep.
in Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, people wear these. This is yet again not for me.
Yeah, no, I think that could work for you.
I'd say that those look warm.
Yeah,
A Ushanka.
I think that could be good for you. I don't know. I think you need to explore the hat realm a little more. And
I'll just
the
walk
Radio
over.
U,
Yeah, and just grab one from our little item area.
The Radio U dad cap could be a nice entryway for you, and then we'll continue putting out more and more Radio U branded hats for you to try on.
Next is a Ushanka.
That's right.
A Radio U Ushanka.
It's the Worst of the Riot podcast.
We'll see you guys soon.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot, Radio U.
Now, concerts keep going on, and people keep throwing stuff at concerts. It's, I think it's long past being out of hand. People are getting hurt. Who was it? BB Rexa? The one that got, actually had to go get medical attention?
Yeah, she got hit in the eye or something?
Yeah. Besides
Took a
Pink,
shot to the face?
Harry Styles, Kelsey Ballerini, and so many others have had stuff chucked at them on stage recently. And the latest performer to get struck by something on stage decided to fight back. What do we think? Is this okay or not? 8772 Radio U. Cardi B got a drink thrown on her at a event over the weekend in Las Vegas. And so she responded by chucking her wireless microphone directly at the person who threw the drink.
This is wild.
It's a great video, actually.
It is a good video.
Because she reacts it's such a natural reaction of her, it just looks, there's nothing about it that looks staged. You know what I mean? It's just all natural, all in the moment. And she has the initial shock of getting a drink all over her and then just wings the microphone at this person.
See, I see both sides to this, right?
Uh-huh.
Because that's obviously an inappropriate reaction.
It's kind of childish.
You can't just throw a microphone. That's dangerous.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, why the heck are you throwing a drink on somebody?
Yeah.
That is one of those things that if you ever find yourself in a place where people have drinks,
Uh-huh.
if you throw your drink on somebody, you're just starting a fight.
Yeah.
In any day-to-day situation, if I throw my drink on you, I assume that you're probably going to try to punch me in the face.
Yeah.
And so
you might as well spit on me, too.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that people at concerts need to understand that the artists are people too. They don't want to be
people
wet.
don't get that.
They don't want to be standing up there wet. They don't want your drink thrown on them. It just makes no sense. I don't know why you would think that's okay. Can you imagine being at a concert and someone standing behind you and just tossing their drink on you? Immediately it would ruin your day.
Yeah.
You're going to be sticky. You're going to be wet, let alone, especially for another reason, a girl standing on stage. You know how much Cardi B probably pays to get her hair done?
Oh, yeah.
Everything else, and you just throw your drink on her. incredibly insulting. So I think both ways, Cardi B should not have thrown her microphone because that's super dangerous. But at the same time, this woman is so in the wrong.
Yeah. I think Cardi B, it was just such a spur of the moment reaction that she, it wasn't even, I don't think she even you know what I mean? There was barely a second between her getting the drink thrown on her and when she just flings the microphone. It was such a just, instinctual response that she's like, well, I can't let this happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's what she did. It is it's kind of childish and immature, but, it's also childish and immature is throwing a drink. However, throwing a drink, it probably is an assault, and throwing a microphone if it whacked that person in the head, which it's unclear if it hit him or not. It also could have hit people that didn't throw the drink.
That's the dangerous part.
And so really then, who's really going to feel bad there? So, I guess in a perfect world, you'd like Cardi B to keep her cool, but in a perfect world, people would stop doing stupid stuff like throwing drinks.
Yeah, they're not like animals that are up on stage that you can just throw stuff at. Not that you can't even do that to animals. You can't even do that to animals.
I think there's a SpongeBob episode that teaches us pretty clearly that you're not supposed to do this kind of thing.
Which one?
The Shamu one.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you can't do this.
No, it makes sense. I mean, yet again, we wouldn't do this at the zoo.
No.
You wouldn't do this to an animal. You shouldn't do this to a...
Grow up.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Isaiah, you got any enemies?
I've got a handful.
A handful of enemies?
But it's all one way,
What do you mean? Like you see them as an enemy and they don't even acknowledge you?
Precisely.
Yeah? Who are they? Name them.
We've got the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
The Michigan Wolverines.
Uh-huh.
Joe Burrow as just a person.
Yeah.
Other than that, you on occasional mornings when you really try to make me upset.
Yeah.
And I think that's it so far.
You got a lot of enemies. That feels like a lot for the average person.
But the wild thing is, those are all enemies that I have, yet again, one way.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people would list me as one of their enemies.
Yeah, that's what I wonder.
I'm sure there's someone that's driving to work this morning that likes the show, but he really only likes you, and he just hates me.
I'm sure there's a lot of people like that, actually. For me, I don't think I have any enemies because I vanquished them all.
What?
I've vanquished my enemies.
You haven't vanquished anybody.
Yeah, I have. I put them behind me.
Okay.
They've become my footstool. But no, I know I have enemies. I definitely do. I think more and more, I think in the olden days, it'd be like my enemy and it would be the neighbor, like the farmer next door.
Well, like a silent enemy.
Yeah, where you just he's got a better ox than me or whatever.
Yeah.
Look at that plow. Dang it.
Look at the yard on that guy. I just can't keep up.
Yeah. I think that in the olden days, now I think our enemies are more it's more general. It's like the group of people. It's less like an individual, even though, people definitely still have rivalries and stuff, but I think it's more like a general group of people. But I'll tell you, what I recently heard is that the difference between a friend and an enemy is your perception. Your perception. Because think about this, right? If somebody backs into your car, if it's a stranger, you're through the roof mad.
Hate them.
Yeah, they're your enemy. You're like, how could this idiot back into my car? Your best friend backs into your car. What's the big deal? Yeah, yeah, it's inconvenient. Yeah, it's a scratch or whatever. We'll take care of it. But you're not like most people. If it's a good friend of yours, the exact same action in many instances will not make you so upset.
That's so true.
Isn't it so true?
That is so true. Because I'll give another example. If you were out and about and somebody spilled their drink on you that you didn't know, you would be through the roof upset.
Yeah.
But if your friend did it, you might even laugh.
That's right. It'd be no big deal. It'd be like, yeah, this is inconvenient for the night. You owe me a new drink or something, but it's not gonna ruin your evening.
No.
Yeah. I also like that we keep using through the roof upset as if that's an actual expression.
As if that happens all the time.
Yeah, that's not actually a thing. But see, this is what's crazy is that God wants us to love our enemies, right? It's one of the crazy things that seems incomprehensible. And yet I believe that we're all capable of it because yet again, we can forgive many, many actions of our own friends And yet, when somebody we don't know commits one of those actions, that's when it's like, oh, I hate that. You're my enemy. It's possible. Jesus wants to make it possible. And think about how much better your life would feel if when somebody spilled a drink on you, you had the reaction of, oh, like if your friend did it versus if a random stranger does it. Think about how much less stressed, how much happier you'd be. Jesus wants to help you with that. That's one of the many radical ideas Jesus has that seem crazy, but actually, like, he can really help you with it. It can actually really improve your life. So if you want to find out more about that, start talking to God. Say, hey, God, how can you help me? How can you make my life less stressful? How can you make me a happier person? How can you help me through life? He'll do it. You want to know more? Check out RadioU.com/free gift.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Did you know that there's an America's Best Restroom Award?
America's Best Restroom.
It's like an official award that people can vote on. You can vote right now if you want.
Well, who's the top? Who we talking?
Some of the examples, there's a lot of them. I can't go through all the ones that are nominated. But, for example, the BWI Airport bathrooms in Baltimore, the Clear Lake and Des Moines River Safety Rest Area in Jackson, Minnesota, the Frying Pan in New York City, and Juban's Creole Restaurant in Baton Rouge, Louisiana are some of the ones that are up for the award this year.
Well, these restrooms are fancy.
A lot of them look nice. They look real nice. You can see pictures. They look real good. Here's what I wanted to know from you. Here's the question. What makes for a good public bathroom?
Clean.
Clean is obviously a number one. You don't want to go into a nasty bathroom.
Another thing that we all prefer is if it's like a single.
What do you mean?
Like a single.
Oh, real private.
Yeah, like a one person.
Do you like that?
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's not even a question.
Well, here's what I wonder, because then sometimes, like if it's a single versus one that has multiple stalls, yes, less privacy. But then if you're the one person in the single and then a line forms, it feels real awkward coming out.
See, I guess I don't mind that. I am upset if a line forms if I'm waiting in the line.
Yeah.
If I'm causing the line, then that just stinks for you.
Yeah. It really might stink for you. I'm terrified of the knock on the door because then I don't know. A lot of people, some people here will be like, hello, when you knock on the bathroom door if they're in there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Some people like me, I just like to stay silent. If the door's locked, clearly I'm in here. So give me a few minutes.
So what's your go-to line then?
I don't say anything.
You don't say anything?
No.
You're supposed to go, come on in.
That's one way to do it.
You say, so do you knock? That's my next question. Do you knock on the door?
Do I knock? No, I just do the knob. If the knob doesn't turn, then that's my answer right there.
Exactly.
And I got to be patient.
I don't ever knock.
The knock, that's what I'm worried. I'm afraid I get very uncomfortable when somebody knocks.
I think it's wild if you knock and then you grab handle. Like, what are you knocking for?
Doubling up, yeah.
Like, if I'm in there, the bathroom door's going to be locked. I'm going to lock it.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm not going to have time either to say, no.
Yeah.
By the time that you knock and grab handle, you're going to know.
Not that quick.
Yeah, you're going to know that it's locked by the time or you're going to know it's unlocked.
Yeah.
You're going to see me.
You know what? We got some people texting in ideas of what makes for a good public bathroom. So let's get some more. 8772 Radio U. And I've got a few other things in mind as well. What makes for a great public bathroom? 8772 Radio U. We'll get to some more next.
If podcast awards were ever a thing, this show wouldn't win any. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
America's Best Bathroom Award. Restroom. You call it a bathroom or a restroom?
I think it depends on when I say it. I think I say restroom.
Okay.
More than bathroom, but I'm not sure.
I'm definitely way more likely to call it bathroom, clearly, because I just did it. But
I don't even know what I say.
It doesn't even make sense because if you're going to a public one, there's no bath. There's never a bath, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyways, and the award is actually called America's Best Restroom Award. This makes sense. It's given out by Cintas. They let the people vote on it. Voting is open right now. And we're asking, what makes for the best public, like what are the qualifications, what are the qualities you look for in a public restroom where you feel real good about it. So people are texting in. Justin says stalls with no gaps in the doors. That's like the best of both worlds, right?
But then how are you supposed to make friends?
Or identify somebody by their shoes if they are acting ridiculous, which is actually what Trevor also acknowledges, that he wants no gaps in the stall doors as well because of the shoe.
Isn't that the dumbest thing ever? You think they would be able to figure that out by now? How are there gaps? And some of them are big too. You're like, how is that even possible? How in the world did whoever construct this think that I wanted a little crack right here?
Yeah.
Where I could make eye contact with people as they're washing their hands.
That's right. Why are you doing that?
It's so odd.
I guess I understand. Like, they have to have some kind of way for people to access the bathroom just in case something goes wrong. You pass out in there. You have
like underneath,
like an Elvis situation or something.
Yeah,
but
like over the top underneath. I don't need them in the doors. Like you think about any door, any other door that you've ever walked through. A door at your house, a door at your office. No other door has cracks.
Yeah.
Like they
and
all
you can
are
pass
concealed.
out anywhere.
Yeah, they're all concealed.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with the top and the bottom being open. I don't need a crack in that door. It's the only door in the world that has cracks in it.
Yeah.
Wild.
I don't understand it. Regina says, we were talking about if you acknowledge people when they knock on the door, if you're in the bathroom. Regina says if you don't acknowledge them, then they could fear that somebody's in there. And so they get an employee and they barge in. And,
true. Or they think that somebody locked it on accident.
Yeah. Once I start hearing somebody rustling with the door, like trying to unlock it, then I'll say, hey, I'm okay. But until that point, which I've never gotten to in all my time of being silent in the bathroom. Let's see. Some other qualities people are looking for. Stacy says great ventilation.
Makes sense.
That's a good call. You don't want it to get, getting smelly in there. Janae also said and Stacy actually acknowledged this too, a sturdy diaper change table that is private, as in like in case you're changing your kids. Do you ever have that happen? You walk into the bathroom and a kid's like bare butt is just flying in the air.
No.
Covered in nastiness.
Ew, no.
Because change tables a lot of times are just way out in the open, which is kind of crazy.
That is wild.
That you could have people barging in on you. And you got any others?
Any other things I need in the bathroom? I think this might be the most important thing. What about this? Like 2 or 3 ply toilet paper.
Yes.
How much does that affect your score of a bathroom? If it's that like single 1 ply, if it's like that super thin stuff, it's like paper thin.
I have family members I refuse to go to their house because they have 1 ply toilet paper and they refuse to get thicker.
I think that could make a public restroom really go up a couple stars.
Yeah, that's a good one. I also like when they have fish tanks. That's a requirement for me.
Oh, fish tanks.
Yeah.
The fancy style. I like it.
And paper towels.
Yes.
Paper towels over the hand dryers.
The hand dryer.
Enough with the air dryers.
Enough. I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're doing that.
I don't use the air dryers. I just walk out with wet hands.
Yeah, the air dryers never work. 0% of the time do they work.
Yeah. They're just spraying germs everywhere and not getting your hands dry.
Hate them.
Don't like it. All right.
Oh, hi there.
Worst of the riot.
Crank that up.
Radio U.
And here's a question for you. You can text in at 8772 Radio U. If you saw a man in a $14,000 dog costume walking down the street pretending to be a dog, would you pet him?
No.
Because
that's what he wants. That's what he wants you to do.
That's what he wants.
Which is creepy.
Now, if you saw
Which
this,
is weird.
So we've talked about this guy before when he first got this costume made. He goes by Toko online. He's in Japan. He spent what equates to over 14,000 US dollars on a realistic life-size collie costume so that he can dress up, get inside this thing, and actually look like as close as possible as a human can look like to a dog. And you have to admit, especially if you saw this from a distance, very realistic. It looks like an actual dog. Yeah. It looks real good, and as it should for $14,000. And so he just recently shared a video that's now going viral of him going out in public for the first time in this costume. It looks like he has somebody like accompanying him. I guess so that it doesn't look like he's a dog that's off the leash or something.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to get like taken by like animal services.
Yeah. Oh, then maybe he would. That'd be a real dog experience for him.
He probably does need to go through that at least once.
Yeah. That would be
Does he wear a collar?
He wore a harness in this.
Got it, harness.
Yeah. And so there's video of him going out, making friends on the street, pretending to be a dog. So you wouldn't pet him?
This is so weird. I can't even, it's so hard to just even talk about this.
Uh-huh.
Because this is such a weird thing for a person to do or to want to do. Like, why?
Well, he says, do you remember your dreams from when you were little? You wanted to be a hero or a wizard? For him, he wanted to be a dog. And for many, that seems unrealistic, but he made it possible.
You know, that is something that maybe a child would think.
Uh-huh.
Like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to be a horse.
Yeah. When I grow up.
Yeah, exactly.
I
But
want to be a
usually-
dinosaur.
Yeah, and maybe they pretend to be a horse, whatever. I've seen children do similar things.
Yeah.
How old is this guy? He's a grown man.
We don't know. His age is not revealed. Neither is his true identity.
I wouldn't reveal it either if I was him.
Yeah, he says he's afraid of people like you mocking him.
I mean, if you do this you deserve to have to be mocked, to bring mock upon yourself.
He says he was nervous and scared of going out in public this way.
I would be too. If I was walking around in a dog costume.
But it's his dream.
I get that it's his dream. And you know what? If he wanted to do this for a day, if he wanted to kick it for a day in the collie costume, whatever, you have some weird little thing, that's fine.
He spent $14,000 on it. He's got to get his money's worth.
But to do this for an extended period of time, no.
This is another quote from him. He says, they think it's weird that I want to be a dog.
Yes, we do.
For the same reason why I can't show my real face.
I don't want anybody to like bully him.
Uh-huh.
Some people will probably say I'm bullying him right now, but
it kind of sounds like it.
I don't want anybody to be mean to him.
Uh-huh.
I just think that's a little odd.
Clearly, I believe that this can't be a full-time thing. He just does it occasionally. Is it a little strange? Who's to say? But I'll tell you this.
I am, yes.
I'll tell you this, that we've seen enough people in our day that have gotten, like we talk about the black alien, that get these ridiculous surgeries and then they're complaining, oh, woe is me. People look down upon me because I look like an alien, because I have no nose and I've cut off my fingers and stuff like that. At least this guy, he's compartmentalized it. Sometimes he's a dog in a costume. Other times he's just a normal guy. And never the tween shall meet.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
For his sake, at least.
Yeah. He's got the best of both worlds.
He
He's
gets
a
to be
human
a
and
dog sometimes,
Yeah.
I guess. I can't keep up with this stuff.
Radio U's Worst of the Riot podcast.
Now, of course, the Barbie movie is now been out for a little over a week. It's been making tons and tons and tons of money. People love it. At least most people. A lot of people. And not only do they love the movie, they now want to emulate Barbie in many different ways. Apparently, in one way, the trend for the rest of this summer is going Barbie blonde.
Oh, getting that platinum hair, huh?
Which is obviously a switch up because for many recently, blonde has actually been out. Platinum been way out. It's been brunette all day.
It is. Brunettes have been carrying as of late.
It's a big time for brunettes.
If you didn't know, brunettes have been kicking butt.
Yeah,
as of late.
They sure have. But that all seems to have changed now with more and more people going to their stylist, going to the salon, and saying, "Make me Barbie blonde, baby." I'm sure that's what women are saying. They're saying, "Make me Barbie blonde, baby." That's how
I don't know. Maybe like little girls.
That's how I imagine them walking into a salon.
Barbie blonde. So for me, I've never dyed my hair.
Yeah.
But isn't going blonde like the hardest thing to do?
Why?
Because you have to like bleach it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bleach
it's
your
tough.
hair.
It's a big commitment.
That's like the hardest one, I think.
Uh-huh.
Is to bleach.
We should ask Nikki. She does bleach her hair. I don't know if that's a shock to you, but she's not.
I know that.
She's not a natural platinum blonde.
She was ahead of the curve.
I believe the reason that she does dye her hair that color is because of Barbie. It's always been.
Since the beginning of time.
Since she was a little girl. Yeah, she said, I want to look like Barbie.
Makes sense.
I believe is why she does that.
So are you behind this?
I don't have strong feelings either way. I don't have
Not
I don't
much of
have,
a blonde guy or what?
My wife has brown hair. I'm good with it. I like a little reddish brown, dark, and I like that. I've never had like a real preferred hair color though.
Really?
I've not had strong
That's
preferences.
impossible.
I've not had strong preferences.
Really?
Yeah.
See, for me, I feel like I've always been more of a brunette kind of guy.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't mind blonde hair at the same time.
Uh-huh.
But I have found that I think that girls that have blonde hair aren't as much into me. It's not that I'm not into them. I think they're not as much
There's
into
some
me.
kind of vibe you're giving off that's off-putting to blonde women.
That's what I've come to the conclusion of.
So you might find here, if you've got like some gals that are your pals with, some gal pals, some might call them, that
go blonde.
They might start peeling away from you.
Straying away. You're right. I didn't even think about this. This is going to affect me in a bad way.
That's right. This is bad for you.
This is bad news for me.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Of course.
I feel like at the same time, I'll figure it out. I always do.
You'll land on your feet.
I prefer the brunettes anyway. So, you know what? If you want to go blonde, that's fine. But I think, for whatever reason.
Although it does reduce your pool of choices. I do like how we've taken this overarching trend of women going blonde, and somehow it's all a you problem now. It's all about you.
It is. It is a problem for me.
Yeah.
It's a big issue in my life.
Everything.
I don't know if this has been the main one though.
Yeah.
It's another good excuse.
The real question about the Barbie blonde trend is, how will it affect Isaiah?
That's my question every time. How is this going to affect my life?
Wasn't that a great Riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.